We are live. Maybe. Possibly.
Yep, we are.
Possibly. Maybe. The thing is white, but that is normal. It's
Normally is
internet
that.
troubles.
We have that fixed in a second. There we go. And it is working. Bam, look at that. All better.
All better. Alright, here we are on the official inauguration day of the Taliban. A very important day. Nothing else happened on this particular day beyond that. And we are here to celebrate, of course. And we have been given a gift as well. Presumably, I don't know if the Taliban had a direct hand in this, but I choose to believe, okay? As Eternal Crusade has finally been shut down for good. Thank you, Taliban, inshallah. I appreciate this gift, and we are forever in your debt.
Sounds horrible.
I don't know about that. I think it sounds pretty good, actually.
Eternal Crusade servers have been shut down forever. Thought.
No, they shut them down today officially. It's
Thank God.
it's offline now.
It was like the planes flying in Twin Towers. It was just ran right into the server room. Gone.
About 3 hours ago, the disgusting wretch finally coughed its last horribly terrible breath.
That thing was running for so long. It would not die. Like, I was almost agitated that it was alive, honestly.
I don't think it was earning any money, but
Ugh.
I guess they just kind of kept it up because reasons. But after 5 long, near endless years, Eternal Crusade has finally passed on, and may it not rest in any peace whatsoever. May its corpse be buggered by the many, many lavas crawling through its skin.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of getting buggered, Eternal Crusade is not the only thing, is it? No, Knights of the Old Republic is getting a not even a remaster, it is getting a remake. There's a vital difference between those two terms.
It's not even a remake either. So when I looked into the whole thing, is they're using the KOTOR name purely to sell it to people. The whole idea behind this game is that it's not even just it's not a remake. Would be taking the same core philosophies and ideas that KOTOR, tried to teach and instill, and basically, try to do it again, but do it a little bit better or something like that. This isn't even the same thing. The writer wants to deconstruct and destroy all of Star Wars as a whole, and has no interest in KOTOR or anything like that nature. They want to subvert it and use its title to carry their political message into the Star Wars universe.
That seems to be the case. So the new writer, Sam Maggs, has a series of tweets, which I've seen you brought up there. Basically, she has been hostile to Star Wars up until she potentially got hired by Star Wars. And she's stated that, no, she didn't actually like Star Wars, and KOTOR is certainly not her favorite game, except, of course, again, when she got hired, suddenly, oh, no, KOTOR's totally my favorite Star Wars game. It's fine. It's finally happening. I'm finally on the Old Republic remake team. Like, yes, Grifter, thy name is Sam.
Yep. Sam needs to be fired. Starting immediately.
Well, the problem is, this is a much deeper problem as well, because we've talked about how EA has been on a bit of a redemption arc recently, haven't we? And how they've started to listen to their fans when it comes to their remasters and stuff like that. Well, I'll send you this here. This is another tweet. A person asked EA and BioWare if they were involved in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and EA basically presented a long-winded no.
We are proud of our long-standing collaboration with Lucasfilm Games, which will continue for years to come. Our talented teams have created some of the most successful games in the history of the Star Wars franchise, including Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, oh my god, I forgot that even existed, Star Wars The Old Republic, and Star Wars Squadrons. We love Star Wars and look forward to creating more exciting experiences for players to enjoy. That's very much. No, we're not involved. So that's actually a shame. EA not being involved in this project is not a good thing, considering if EA is on the winning streak, it looks like they might be turning around to maybe. Yeah, they're not going to be able to help this project. It's shafted. Is Asper's in charge of this one?
Yes, and they are in sole charge, it seems like.
Asper has a
As
really good track record too. It's a shame. Like somebody seriously dropped the ball. Asper was in charge of porting the Episode 1 Pod Race game, the Knights of the Republic game to other platforms, I believe, and the Republic Commando game as well. And they've been doing a good job. Were they not in charge of porting Subs to Zombie? And they managed to fix a few issues as well as get rid of some of the annoying things for the fans. So, whose decision was it to put this lady in charge? Because, I don't know. I have a hard time thinking Asper fucked up this bad, but I mean, Jesus Christ, they fucked up really bad if that's the case.
It is a complete beginning over again because the BioWare team also stated that they're not involved in this either. Like, nobody seems to want to be associated with this thing, interestingly enough.
This thing is a joke. We're proud of the work we did on the original Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Are you proud? Most of the people that probably worked on it are gone, and genuinely cannot wait to play Asper's remake. Yeah, okay, Asper is in charge. Remake as we continue our work on Star Wars The Old Republic. We will watch with great interest. May the Force be with you. Listen, BioWare, you kind of fucked up like the last every single expansion of KOTOR. So shut the fuck up. It's just a really bad writing. We don't know what to do with the characters. You don't. My God, what they did to my boy Revan. Oh my God. But yeah, no. So BioWare's not involved. EA isn't involved. The original creators have nothing to do with the project to begin with. This is not a good sign. It's a remake, but they're not going to bring back the original writers, not going to bring back the original team. Like, EA did a fantastic job, specifically the community manager, went out of his way to basically patch things between Petroglyph and EA, which Petroglyph is the former CNC developers that are disgruntled and their own little company, and they make little half-baked games sometimes. And they basically managed to get them all to come together with, I think, Lemon Sky or Lemon Studios or whatever, and they were able to pump out the CNC remaster, which was actually really good. Here, it looks like none of the original team is going to be involved. Somebody who hates the fucking franchise is involved. What the fuck?
Yes, this is a very weird one. So EA, again, who we are kind of hoping are in a little bit of a redemption arc. They have nothing to do with this, and they don't even want to answer the question outright. BioWare 2 are like, no, we have nothing to do with this. So this is we don't even. Here's the thing too. Like, why did you hire a writer? Because surely, if this is just a remake, right? You just remake the game, right? You don't need to write anything for that, surely.
Asper Entertainment. So the people we need to contact are with an Asper. Asper's done a pretty good job at porting. This is the biggest project I think they have been assigned in a while. Let's take a look at the record.
It's a very, very, very strange situation because and mind you, bearing in mind as well, that the person has been hired specifically, expressly to rewrite KOTOR. Like, they're not an advisor. They're not God, what was the word again? Not advisor, but like see something. God damn it, consultant role or anything like that. She has been hired to rewrite on the game. So clearly something is up. And bearing it, like, maybe they hired this chick not having the faintest clue who she was, what she stood for, or if she had any interest in Star Wars whatsoever. Maybe?
It's possible. It's possible that that happened, but that's a serious sign of carelessness. Now, Asper, I'm looking at the track record, right, and what they've done. They've done a pretty good job with porting, but this is their first big boy project, and to have it surrounded with this controversy, ooh, Asper, you had such a good record. No, you ported Ruby Eclipse, but that's a forgivable sin. You're just a porting company. It's kind of like the little kitty. I forget the little kitty. The cat. Feral Interactive. That's the one. Feral Interactive was another porting company and was recently handled more, control over the Rome remaster. So honestly, I'm interested to see these porting companies, try their hands at, actually fixing these things
Making games.
because Asper has experience working with the KOTOR source code. If anybody can make a remake with its code, if they're gonna do it that way, like, I'm not sure, but they would have a good understanding of the fundamental principles because they worked with it. The interesting thing
That's
here
the question.
is
If all that they've been doing is just making the remakes, okay, fair enough. They're technically skilled. But again, that just kind of switches us right on back to the question:
why
why
did
have
they
you hired a
find? Yeah,
person to rewrite it?
you should have tried to hire the original author. And now, is it potentially possible that the original author is busy, doesn't want to be involved in the project, retired, or is dead? Like, it's been a couple decades. It's entirely possible. But the thing
Even
is,
then, like,
still,
what could a writer add? Like, okay, you are remaking KOTOR. What are you rewriting and why?
there's actually a couple things they could do for KOTOR in terms of rewriting that would actually be a good thing. The specifics are the canceled things. So, as we all know, Knights of the Old Republic had a very troubled development cycle, and a lot of content is actually ended up getting cut to the point where it wasn't complete. There's a bunch of incomplete dialogue lines, and only some of it was able to be restored. A remake could bring in one interesting thing. It could see those quests that were cut from the game finally added back in with actual proper voice lines and probably put back into the game. But the issue is that's not what they're doing. they're not
I got
restoring
it.
they're not restoring cut content. They're redoing everything including the story. That is not a good thing to do. Because now you're
They
gonna lose
mentioned
the spirit of
specifically
it.
in another interview that they were reconstructing it from the ground up, which is usually implying that yes, they are going to deconstruct everything and then put it back together again in a manner more pleasing to the quote unquote modern audience.
Entirely possible. Now, my small, insignificant hope is that Asper simply hired this person because they had the credentials to do it, and maybe through a bit of nepotism, somebody suggested their name, right? And is completely unaware that this person intends to subvert the project. Because again, these people are more on the technical side of things. They might not be like, well, the story person will handle the story bits, right? Simple enough. But it's not so simple. Honestly, if Asper needs to be contacted and informed about this thing, and I think there should be a massive public outcry towards it, not just with Asper, but with Disney. In the same sense of your email campaign not that long ago, this cannot be allowed to continue.
Well, Disney, that's another thing. They may actually have been hired by Disney
It's
because they do
entirely
have a certain agenda.
possible. However, Disney as a corporation has a one certain track record. Anytime there's any sort of backlash at all of any kind, Disney clamps up and gets really mad and really upset. We saw that with when they started clamping down on when they required the Star Wars license, when they clamped down on some fan projects, and then immediately backpedaled once the fan outrage had just absolutely like blew up in their face. And they were like, never mind, whatever, we're not gonna do anything like that. We like our fans. Just do your own thing. And they just left them alone. Unlike GW. So it's interesting to see that. So they're receptive to negative feedback. So what we need is negative feedback.
We'll have to see. I expect we'll have to just. This has already been a little bit of a thing. Maybe they will have some kind of comments on it, some kind of reassurances, because Again, this isn't necessarily a problem, but more often than not, people like this who are not fans of the setting, and then they get into it and they're sort of like, oh, no, I totally love this stuff. Let me remake it for you. That is Subversion 101, and we have seen it many, many, many times over. She's also a fan of the cardboard box in the latest trilogy as well, so I imagine her characters will not be particularly interesting.
Considering that Revan is in canon a male character, by the way. This is an important fact, because if you actually follow Star Wars canon, especially for the Knights of the Old Republic, Revan is a male. And you're still allowed to choose between male and female, but canonically they chose male, and then the Outlander in the sequel, or not Outlander, that's the cringy SOTOR one, the other character, I forget what their name is, was female. So it'll be weird to have that gender swapped and have like all the excess KOTOR content, which in SOTOR, the MMO, acknowledges the male character, not the female character as canon, including in the books as well, by the way. So all the source materials, male character. Now I'm not sure if they're going to do a gender swap thing. I don't even really care about that specific part. I just care about the fact that this whole thing is going to be subversive as all hell. And it's going to absolutely destroy every aspect of what KOTOR was, in an attempt to push their own political agenda and put their contemporary politics in a place where they simply do not belong.
More than likely. We shall have to wait and see how it evolves for now. What else have we got today? Yes. We do have some interesting topics to go on further as well. The China banned Sissy men, the Tripwire thing, and I'd like to point out as well, Tripwire CEO fired after pro-life tweet. So what I wrote to begin with was like anti-abortion tweet. But somebody was like, okay, but that wasn't technically what he said. Okay, pro-life. And the moment I did that, guess what happened to the video's monetization status?
My God, what?
It flipped over to yellow, not suitable for most advertisers.
Oh no.
Well, if the point needed to be proven any further, I guess we should thank YouTube for making sure that nobody misses the point.
That's kind of their job, sadly, to interfere with the rest of us.
It does appear to be that way. We might also touch on the Apple versus Epic thing, though that turned out to be just kind of disappointing overall. But let me go through the couple of super chats that came in actually, because I have a sneaking suspicion. Yes, YouTube has already wiped most of those because it noticed the yellow symbol in the middle of it and went like, okay, I'm going to wipe your log now. Yes, YouTube, you do that. You be a helpful little YouTube.
Wouldn't be useful otherwise. YouTube's always just a fun little cancerous cesspit, isn't it? Oh, the tools are garbage. They break everything that's good. And then if you need help, you can go fuck yourself.
You can. Or you can contact them on Twitter.
Yeah, and maybe you'll get a real person if you're big enough. Like, if a channel like me runs into trouble, or channel like anything that's smaller than like 1 million, like, they just don't care. They just don't care at all about us. We have no like actual rights. I hate the idea of unions, but sometimes comes a point in which the corporation has become too fucking greedy and too fucking evil.
Yes. Oh, and just to clarify, well, I saw a question there in the chat. No, marked Ahmed. The super chats still go through. It's just that all ad revenue is being turned off because there is indeed. We put pro-life in the title, which YouTube is not fond of.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I found a little log here. Boag, now cosplaying as Lupu, which is a far more feminine name. He's trying to trick someone into something. Says, of course Kibbs is missing. He played all night. Did you?
No.
That sounds like a lie.
All night was like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know.
In the
That's like
morning?
12 hours ago. Bug. Also, we went to bed actually kind of early last night, Boog. So you zip it. We went to bed at 1 a.m. That's
1
earlier
a.m.
than normal.
I hear defensiveness and lying noises in your voice.
You can check the logs. That's how it looks like that. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing.
And then I also saw another stream earlier today. You went and had a nap, didn't you? That was why you were late, you little filth.
Sadly, no. I already ordered a new replacement router because mine's being a little bit fucky. I'm a little worried that it might fuck with today's stream, but so far it's working, so we're in luck.
So far. Florian Ice Schatten get the Rakita treatment late in Rainbow Flag. Rakita is always late. That is apparently his thing. He is a boomer, as it turns out. But he did let me host his show, so that was amusing. Samuel Eddy, Kibbs must pay pensions for being late. 10 Kibbs bad, and they have to be from the heart. Only then will this shame be purged.
Wow, rude.
Not rude, fitting, suitable. Many people are angry at Kibbs for being late. This is good. The good folk donate $2 to send a super sticker of a lemon ripping its heart out, because that's how YouTube does things these days. And marked ashamed for $50, very generous, thank you very much. Stream request and punishment for Kyle being late. An old game planetary annihilation titans with the Legion faction mod. That way we can strand Kyle on an asteroid in the middle of nowhere before we nuke it into the sun. Planetary
game.
annihilation.
I want my money back. I fucking gave them way too much for their Kickstarter. Oh, what a disappointment. What a
See, you bought into that game, which makes you stupid, because I cast one glance on that game and I saw the incredibly retarded spherical perspective, and I was just like, no, that looks dumb as all hell.
I just want, like, it's like, okay, Planetary Annihilation is gonna go back. It's like Supreme Commander, but you know, it's also like Total Annihilation, which Supreme Commander was based off. And like, it's gonna go back to its roots, but it's gonna have like these weird little bots, and they're gonna like fling planets into each other in celestial bodies. And you can control a Death Star and blow up other planets. Sounds really cool, right? It's actually not. It's actually super dumb. Oh, like, oh, what a disappointment! Fuck.
It was obvious though, because again, the key thing with Supreme Commander is scale, and Planetary Annihilation never had the scale. Like it was evident from the earliest screenshots, honestly, that it didn't have the scale.
Like, it takes place, like, the maps are quite huge on each planet, and if you consider that there's an orbital level and there's, you know, other planets, like, it gets quite complicated quite fast. But the issue is, unlike Supreme Commander, it doesn't do it right. It's not very interesting. It takes influences from Total Annihilation in terms of its, like, how the units interact and combat each other, when it should have actually pulled more influence from Supreme Commander, the spiritual successor to Total Annihilation. Because Supreme Commander pulled off the long distance sort of warfare with those long artillery guns and stuff much better than Total Annihilation did. Total Annihilation, still a great game, but, you know, it's dated. They should have took more inspiration from Supreme Commander. And Supreme Commander had one thing over Total Annihilation. It had really dumb lore that was... It's incredible. I did a lore video on it once. Like, it is the most absurd universe of absurd. Like, you think 40k is, like, the big war stuff? Like, Supreme Commander, according to, like, the manual and according to the lore blurb in there, is so absurd. Like, wars happen because, you know, like, there are eternal wars on planets all the time. It's not really a big deal or anything. It's not. Most people don't even die because it's so normalized. It's like, what the fuck? It's absolutely absurd. But the thing is, they should have taken more inspiration from that. With, like, the different factions, like the Aeon Illuminate, the Cyber Nation, the, you know, United Earth Federation. Even the Seraphim, which they're weird floaty little bits, would have been cool. But no, it's just one faction. Now, he did point out that there was a mod, which I have tried, called Legion, which adds a second faction. But it's still a fundamentally flawed game. It's just not very fun.
Just like Ashes of Creation, another game that tried to do Supreme Commander, but didn't actually do Supreme Commander.
Ashes of Creation? You mean Singularity. What's Ashes of Singularity?
Ashes of Singularity?
Or
Was
wasn't
that it?
something like that?
Ashes of. You shouldn't name your name after burnt stuff. It's silly. You
Took
should
my
be ashamed.
game burnt and crispy. Say okay. Yeah, that game was like, oh cool, it's gonna be like this grand macro based like RTS, and when we played it and we're like, it's like take this point, build blob, take the other point. Like it's very primitive and it's not very good.
But I do agree that Kyle should probably play bad games to make up for his tardiness. This is a good notion.
I feel like Arch should play them too. So,
Wasn't like that. That's the thing. I was here when I needed to be.
Listen, Barge, you could play Planetary Annihilation. You could have a bad day. The choice is yours. Have a bad day.
Blade Trainer says KOTOR isn't doomed. The original game will remain, and at least some upgrade mods. The reimagining is nearly certainly screwed, though. Well, in the minds of most people, that's the thing. It will be just that. Like, I bet you in 5 years' time, people won't even remember Warcraft 3. It'll just be reforged. It'll just be a tiny part of the internet. It's like, no, but that's a terrible one. And then all of the normies will be like, we don't care. We're normies.
Fortunately, the pirate community, as much as they're my enemy, get this one thing. They've been able to successfully preserve Warcraft 3, and a lot of people still play it, the original.
Only for now.
But yeah, no, like Reforged, the way it worked is basically effectively killed one of the. It didn't necessarily kill, but it certainly has played a huge role in actually starting to bring down a community that was decades old in like the span of a few months by just making it untenable to even play.
Blizzard's long and unrelenting march through its own IP's history, ruining title by title, will be a sight to behold, I tell you.
They're like, what?
It'll be glorious.
We have a good game? Quick, retroactively patch that game to not work anymore. Like, yes, sir.
Everything you once loved, Diablo, Warcraft, it'll all get on the chopping block eventually.
Don't forget StarCraft. They ruined that too, narratively. Oh, so bad.
I'm sure they did, but I'm sure they'll do like a remaster of the first StarCraft and they'll pussify it to hell.
You know, the thing is, they
first
did do a
StarCraft was
remaster.
dark.
It's actually not bad. But that was during the point before they had gone full tits up.
They'll remake the remaster master.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did, to be honest with you. We're just gonna fix a few things. It's like, why is everybody's names changing? Where's the content going? It's offensive. We just had to fix it. Remove the soul. Where's the music? It doesn't even play music. The music was too aggressive, and it made people feel uncomfortable.
We had to patch out pretty much all of the characters. Kerrigan is basically a rape chick, so we can't have that.
Yeah, true.
Raynor is her spurned husband or something. We can't have that.
Sperm husband?
Spurned.
Oh, I was like, what? That's quite cringe. That's quite disgusting.
But it is what it is. And what it is terrible. Also have a Streamlabs from 2 hours ago. That's not even Kyle being late. That's just a premature one. Tikmao, gaming is dead. Gamers are dead. We thought those articles were an attack, but it turns out that the journos were just observing reality. Gamers are dead, killed by those who produce the games. I mean, yes, in a way. Long live the new normie world order, I suppose.
My God.
The normies.
So she'll be black in the new one. That's true, George's Rex. The industry hates redheads now lately. There's a fad with converting all redheads into black people with dreads.
No, there's an active war on redheads, which annoys me mildly.
Like, a lot of redhead characters just get like race swapped because like the creators like, I hate gingers.
I hate gingers. They don't have souls.
Who cares? This is green. Fine, we'll do it.
Luckily, we have a more amusing topic ahead of us. Yeah, it's a much more positive topic.
A body positive topic, you could say.
Body positive. Well, in a certain manner, I guess. in a very certain manner. Yes, indeed. China has decided to ban sissy men and other abnormal aesthetics. We are currently in the timeline where the Taliban are the based ones after having defeated the United States in a war, and China are leading the way in TV entertainment. I'm growing more and more optimistic day by day, Kyle. Even if we are to be the puppets and the subjects of our new Chinese overlords, at least they're doing some things right, you know? And hey, we're so old, we're not going to be affected by the gaming ban either. So is it really that bad?
Quit simping for China. What the fuck?
I think I won't. I think China is my new spirit animal now. But to be a bit more serious, this is the thing, right? This is the extent, right? Because I mentioned this in the whole like a video game ban thing because I brought up the defending articles. Of course, Kotaku is like, no, this isn't so bad. This is actually fine. And even the Guardian being like, oh no, is this actually bad? Yes, it is. You know why? Because it doesn't stop. It never stops. Like this is the inevitable drive of all authoritarian communist nations. Like if something threatens the spirit of the nation, it's communism, then they'll simply keep going. And so we saw with video gaming, it started with the console ban, right? You can't have consoles because that'll ruin you, it'll corrupt your spirit. But then they realized, holy shit, there's a lot of money in selling this shit, so they lifted that and they allowed the consoles to come in because, of course, the only way they can sell consoles in China due to Chinese law is to have manufacturing in China. That earned them a lot of moolah. And so they started to introduce some restrictions like, okay, you can't have red blood in our games because, that's in violation of our morality. So they need to change it from green to first to green. And they were like, no, that's not good enough. Remove all the blood. And then they introduced certain regulations like you can't sell your game if it has chat functions and so on and so on. Little by little and little by little until we have arrived here. Where it's like, no, if you're under the age of 18, you are a child. And you will only play 1 hour of video game on the weekend per day. And I bet you too, it won't stop there either, because this train has no bloody brakes. This simply keeps going until, indeed, again, you end up with bans like this, where effeminate characters are banned. Like, as much as I hate K-pop, don't get me wrong, except for the female K-pop, that can stay because they wear very little clothing, and I am a fan of that. Which, incidentally, I suppose could be the reverse argument for male K-pop too if you gender swap it, but details. You shouldn't ban it, and certainly the government shouldn't ban it. I mean, Jesus.
Jesus Christ is an understatement. Poor Chinese gamers. Now, from the few that I've met and I've heard of, like, most of them you are either A, connected in the government, because their government is much like the old Chinese empire. Nothing really changed, really. So, through nepotism, if you know the right people, you don't have to deal with those restrictions. Aldog was playing in the Company Heroes community, and he met one of the children of one of the upper CCP management people, basically, And yeah, they're like, no, I don't have to do the shitty things that peasants do. They're basically talking to them like that. Like, they have the same mentality over there because, well, they never really changed. They're still very imperialistic and very, like, set in tradition with their animism and stuff like that, to an almost laughable degree.
Top down.
Mm-hmm. So if you know the right people, you don't actually have to live with those restrictions. Now, if you're just a basic bitch peasant boy, yeah, you do. But even so, like, a lot of them find ways to illegally get around those things. So there's like a little underground thing going on over there, which I don't blame them. Fuck, only 1 hour of video game? Like, Jesus Christ. Might as well just fucking turn it on, turn it off, and just go to bed. Like, what the hell?
Especially as these are grindy bitch online games as well. Like, here's the thing. They did this to curb young people's spending on free-to-play freemium games, right? How do you play a freemium game 1 hour a day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? That's right. You sneak into your dad's office and you borrow the fucking credit card.
Shit.
I feel like this is gonna backfire a bit. Oh, it's just stupid. It is just stupid, but it it is just an example of how far they're gonna take it to. And again, we're actually starting to see this goddamn argument popping up here, which is the ridiculous part, because they're doing this. Oh, thank God the children, thank God. The children are wasting money by sending their money to K-pop groups, who are absolute cancer, mind you, as well. Apparently, they run these fundraising schemes where you have these effeminate boys going up on the stream and going like, hello, we're all very homosexual, but don't mind that. Give us money and we'll do something retarded with it. Like painting an airplane, for example, to have their little boy band groupie thing on them. And apparently people were throwing cash at this. Like it is the reverse of the simp problem we have here in the West.
You mean reverse? This is the inevitable conclusion of simping. This is the end line. This is what happens when you simp so hard that you can't even see.
That's the thing. This is what happens when the men simp. As usual, Kyle, men are better at everything than women. And so when you get male ethos, oh, shit gets expensive.
It does. When a male ethos arrives, truly, nations crumble.
It's so goddamn
Attila the Hun
ridiculous.
himself was a fucking male simp or male ethos. Did you know that?
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I guess the opposite of this will be now that there's a huge hole in the simp market and effeminate men are banned. What will happen is you'll get like really buff Chinese men being like, right, all of those effeminate girly boys are gone. Now you can simp for me. Flex his pecs.
Flexes pecs, does some push-ups, has fucking 80s like work fucking things on the background.
I have the tiger.
I'm just doing random music. It's a final countdown. Oh my god, beautiful.
It'll be fantastic. On the bright side, I guess that now that China has completely merged their gaming market, maybe Creative Assembly will reconsider their commitments to the Chinese market. And we can but hope, can't we?
We can hope. Now that China has absolutely shat themselves in the bed because they're so fucking retarded, it's beautiful. It's genuinely a fantastic thing to behold. They're like screwing themselves out of their own market. Like, they've been absolutely dominating the industry, by the way. Like, most corporations and little studios have been selling out like hotcakes to these friggin' imperialist communist pigs. But now that they've shat all over themselves, like, maybe we'll stop seeing their aggressive assault into the industry, because Jesus Christ, I was at the point like where I was thinking like everything's owned by CCP, because I have everything on a blacklist now where I was like, well, I can't play Don't Starve Together, I can't play GTFO, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. I'm running out of games to play because everyone's simping for China. They're all owned by Tencent.
No, they are. They're absolutely ginormous. There was a really funny article a little while ago, which I loved the title of. Chinese gaming giant loses 8 Bethesda's worth of value over Chinese gaming ban. It's just like, yes.
I'd sooner simp for Microsoft Game Studios because at least they're Western, but still. Oh god, that's fine. Oh, just get away to Tencent and you get rid of 90% of the problems in the industry, please. Just go away.
It would be lovely, wouldn't it? Now, moving on to the spicy, the dangerous topic of today. The topic that got the video yellow marked for not suitable to most advertisers. The fact that a person made a pro-life tweet. And again, because we put pro-life in the title, we now have the yellow markers. So, upvote the video. Do your part to make me feel better. Because
honestly,
I'm depressed now.
Here's how I view it. When I stream Battle for Middle Earth, it's a Lord of the Rings game, right? It's got Lord of the Rings music in it. No way in hell am I getting the revenue from that game. anybody who donates already generally pays for the stream itself. So honestly, the stream's made itself back already in donations.
Oh
You,
yeah,
you
no,
gotta
ads
let
are
'em-
not my
yeah.
primary revenue here, but you must understand, Kyle. I am playing to the audience for sympathy points here, sympathy likes,
Yeah, fork over to Mud Mudge. Like, no, it's my Mud Mudge.
sympathy likes. I need them,
But
like
yes,
400 at least.
it's only
But yes,
197. Oh, went up 101.
what happened here is that a man, John Gibson, on Twitter, made a tweet which is very dangerous and very inflammatory, where
Yep.
he said that he's fine with the Texas abortion law. In fact, he applauds it, indeed. And he mentions that as an entertainer, I don't get political often. Yeah, with so many vocal peers on the other side of this issue, I felt it was important to go on the record as a pro-life game developer. Well, I mean, nobody's going to have a problem with this, right? The left is always saying that everything is political, right? Well, so this is fine.
Yep.
Like, fuck was it?
This right here is honestly the breaking point for me. This right here, like, was a breaking point for me actually this week. Like, the reason why I want that KOTOR bitch canceled is purely because they cancel us every time we do anything. Every time we simply just say something. Now, personally, when it comes to abortion, I think that that's between, I don't actually share his views on it, but the thing is, whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what my views are anyways. The only thing that matters is that people just sort of like, okay, you have a different opinion. I don't agree with it, but, whatever. But the fact that they go out of the way to cancel people like this is why that stupid KOTOR bitch needs to be canceled. We need to do the same shit they do to us. I'm tired of this shit. I'm actually sick of it. I'm sick of seeing people and developers scared. Like, in the industry, from the other indies I've talked to, like, there is such a fear of just simply existing. Like, recently we acquired a new team member, I'm not going to say who specifically, that was genuinely afraid of speaking, so much to the point where they basically like went on like a rant and a tirade when they joined our team about how great it was to be in a place where they could finally talk, like they could breathe again. This kind of shit is so disgusting. It's gotten out of hand. We've allowed it to get out of hand because we simply allow we tolerate the intolerable, and sometimes you can't tolerate people like this. The people that cancel people, the Karens or whatever you want to call them, the fucking what's her name, Meg or whatever. Like, you can't tolerate these people. They need to be kicked out of the industry. They need to be gatekeeped out. That's why we can't be nice anymore. We can't play nice, because anytime we do, they just go under our noses and get us canceled at every corner, get us kicked out of the industry. And what do? Like, they deserved it. And when we do it to them, they're like, you're calling for them to be kicked out of the industry? Yes, I am. Fuck them. Fuck them all. They don't deserve mercy.
And that, of course, is exactly what happened too, as he, quote-unquote, stepped down from his position as CEO of Tripwire. In other words, he was probably threatened and fired or forced to resign, in all due likelihood. Over Twitter bullshit. Over having simply just said, like, yeah, no, I agree with this law. This legal law in a state, in a sovereign fucking nation. Here's the thing, too. Right. I have absolutely no opinion on the abortion issue. None. I could not care less. Which also means that I can call Kyle a baby murderer for saying that he doesn't agree. And I can also call this person a nutcase for not wanting to murder babies. I am perfectly centrist on this matter.
He's like on the middle post. Like, personally, well, thing is, actually,
I am Tim Pool.
I used to be like a much more pro-life person, but my views changed based on, like, well, if you enact these like grand sweeping like laws, like, you kind of force people down a path, and when it comes to health concerns, because some women can't have babies, they die. Their hips aren't made to sustain infants, and it causes massive complications, not to mention arteries problems. So that's why I think it should be a private matter between, doctor and both the male and the woman.
Between you and your god.
Cringe.
Well, like, I am. it needs to be between you and your doctor, basically. Like if
Yeah.
you
It's private information.
yeah, and it should not be encouraged, and it certainly shouldn't be celebrated.
Oh
Like
God, no. It's disgusting, honestly. It makes me want to vomit every time I hear people like, "I've had 30 abortions." Ugh.
it's like, okay, you're a monster. Very well. Thank you for informing me, I suppose.
I don't even want to know what it looks like down there. It's like this dead baby hand sticking out. Like, oh my God.
What was that? What was that thing again? Safe, legal, and rare. I think, if anything, if I have to be drawn in a position, that's more or less where I am. That is as far as I will wander from my post on this topic.
Yeah, personally, I don't really care too much unless it's my significant other that I knocked up, and then it's like, uh-oh, we has a baby now.
Kill it immediately.
Kill
We
it.
can't have more kids in the world.
No. I need more little me's.
But the main problem here is again the fact that this isn't radical. Like he didn't break any laws. He didn't break any terms of service. He hasn't done anything wrong in
He
any
simply
way.
stated his opinion, and he got
Yes, and he stated his opinion about a legal law. Like this is a law now.
this is his opinion.
And yet he's fired for it. It's fucking insane. And it's all because of goddamn crazy people on the internet that want to virtue signal on top of it.
Yep. I mean, I get them sometimes on my Twitter account when I was calling for that one lady before. Like, you can't do that. It's immoral. It's like, yes, fuck them. They do it to everyone else. It stops being immoral and it simply becomes the right thing to do. You gotta fight fire with fire. These people need to be canceled, and they should be canceled because they'll just do it to us. We can tolerate anyone else. We can tolerate, people who don't. The thing is with toleration, right? It comes down to, hey, I disagree with you, but I respect your opinion, or maybe even I don't respect your opinion. But you do you. I'm not gonna go after you. That is tolerate. That is tolerating. If you can't do that, if you can't look over and be like, I disagree with you, I don't like your opinion, I don't respect your opinion, but whatever. If you look at that person, you go like, I need to cancel you, I need to shut you down, I need to get you fired. You're the intolerable. You need to be canceled. You can't tolerate them. You can't allow these people to exist anymore. Like in these workspaces, because all they will do is destroy everything. The industry as a whole suffers because of these people. Jobs as a whole suffer because of these people. These are corrupt, nepotistic individuals that need to be stopped.
And they are the ones who create the actual culture of silence, which they like to bring up because people are genuinely terrified of them. Because if you say the wrong thing, there goes your job, there goes your livelihood, there goes all of your connections, your friends in the industry, etc.
Exactly. I've met too many people that just live in fear in the industry now. And I hate that. That's why when it came to our studio, I just gatekeeped it. Like, it was like, Bubbles, look through the Twitters. And then it's like, he does. And it's like, what did it say? It's like, meh, not good things. It's like, okay, move on to the next one. Like, you gotta do that now. You gotta gatekeep. You can't allow these people in because we have tried to be nice in the past and we got burned for it like twice. So no longer can you tolerate these kinds of people. If they are that nutty, don't give them the job. Don't allow them in because they're too much of a liability to the project and to the team. They're going to subvert it. They're going to destroy it. They're going to do anything in their power to absolutely ruin it. Like, I'm just convinced of that now. They're incapable of anything else. I've never seen it where they're not. Like, I haven't seen once. I'm absolutely fucking flabbergasted. I have never seen them once do anything useful. Once do anything absolutely, like, to subvert it or destroy or something, or just, like, change the vision or something. I've not once seen them do it. I don't think they can. I don't think they're even capable of it.
Bad people.
Pretty fucking much.
Condemn. Condemn. Shame. Ding. Ring the bell. Oh, God. We've got a few. I want to talk about a couple more things because we still have nonsense as well here. So I want to do this one before we do some super chats because I thought this one was also really, really goddamn funny.
Oh
So
no.
the Babylon Bee, as many of you probably know, is a satire Twitter account essentially that tries to make satire news. But unfortunately, we live in clown world, and so they got things so right so often that they eventually made a website called Not the Bee, where they just report the news, which is funny.
Not the bee.
Yep.
Oh, Babylon Bee, they're great.
They were a little too right, a little too many times, tragically. So the owner, I think, of the Babylon Bee sent them an email. If you scroll down to about the halfway point, Kyle, where you see a tweet from Seth Dillon.
Seth Dillon. Yeah, okay.
Yes, they sent. He sent an email to Tripwire where he asked, "Dear cowardly clowns, we're writing a piece about how you're all a bunch of clowns and cowards who cancel people who disagree with you. Do you have any clownish comments you'd like us to include in your piece about how cowardly and uncannily clown-like you are? We're interested in learning, do you dress like clowns or just behave like them? Is cowardice a requirement for working at your company? Is cancelling people considered inclusive and tolerant where cowardly clowns come from? And where do cowardly clowns come from? Are you born that way, or is it learned behavior?"
Oh my god. That's beautiful.
That is excellent. That is a fantastic little email right there.
I'm sure that rustled thousands of people's fucking pathetic jimmies.
I'm sure that annoyed someone at Tripwire greatly, yes.
But yes, seriously, Tripwire, like, honestly, after this debacle, like, I can't recommend their games, and they're definitely on the blacklist now. So we can't play Tripwire games anymore. To be fair, what Tripwire games were we even gonna play? None. So whatever. Nothing of value was lost.
Yeah, see, that's the thing right here too. Tripwire hasn't made like a good game now in a frighteningly long time.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Let me see here. Tripwire. What have they done now? Red Orchestra, where they still have failed to patch in the MG42, I believe.
oh my god.
Killing Floor 2, a game that like you need a master's degree in fucking serverology to even get to fucking function.
Killing Floor 2 is so
Um,
unnecessary. Like, one is better. One is better even. Fuck it. I said it. I said what needs to be
One
said.
worked. It was functional and had a community, and 2 just kind of isn't.
2 isn't that good. 1 is good. Fuck 2.
And Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. So yeah, they are an irrelevant little developer that does not deserve to do much of anything, frankly. And as for their publishing, well, their partners have decided to part ways with them over this evil, misogynistic, probably racist document. And so I guess that's over too. And that's a little bit sad because I kind of liked Chivalry 2, but I was like, well, it's an Epic exclusive. I'm not going to buy it. And, well, good for me.
Oh no. I was just like, I'm gonna play it anyways. Right click, download, torrent. You little shit. By the way, Age of Chivalry devs, feel free to hire me. You could use some help.
Oh, I didn't even need to do that. They
You could
sent
use
me a
some-
bloody key for it. Like
You
I got into the beta, and
idiot.
I have a key for the rest of it too, and I've just never used it. So I'm like, yeah, but it is an Epic game, and I don't want to have Epic on my computer. So
Based and squeak-pilled. Fuck 'em.
I have enough viruses in my PC as it is, thanks you. Like all of my extraordinarily deviant hentai sites make sure of that, so I don't need Epic.
Yeah.
It's fine. Right, let's do a couple more of the super chats. Glowy sends a Streamlabs donation. The biggest problem with being mean to these people aren't the bad people themselves, it's the people that have no clue what's going on, saying, fighting bad, be nice, they give cover for bad actors. No, you can't be nice to everyone. Yes, there's a lot of normies, and the problem is, the real biggest problem is, as we've already demonstrated with this video as well, to simp yet further for sympathy likes, is that the entire system is on their side. The people that harassed this fucker and got him fired from his job will probably never be held to account for their actions because
Never.
Twitter, YouTube, etc. are all on their side. They will ban you for attacking them. They will put demonetized on this video for having pro-life in the title. They will attack you without hesitation, and they will have no consequences for it. We are third-rate citizens in this internet system of ours.
We are the oppressed. Wow. That's cringy to say. I don't want to say that ever again.
It is cringy, yet it is also the truth.
We're the oppressed. Workers rise up. Oh my god. Terrible.
Blade Trainer says, KOTOR isn't... Oh, I read that. Doing it. Florid Ashopner, so late you made FNT look on time. Take shekels. I don't know what an FNT is. Kyle, help me.
FNT? Five Nights at Titties.
Flint Bishop Airport. Go to DuckDuckGo. Right, so somebody has problems with their airlines. Maranga2, Bully Kips, not getting my username right. You should. He gets everyone usernames wrong. It's kind of
It's not my fault you can't spell it right. He's like, what? That's my name, though.
Dan Creedy, this is not a remake. This is a reimagining with SJW bullshit. More than likely. More than likely.
Yeah.
F Busia 80 posted a banana bread recipe this time. Enjoy. Oh, banana bread. See, I remember this.
Remember, pretty good. What?
I had to explain, I think, to Kyle, because he's an American.
Wow.
And, I mean, they lose words to the Taliban. What can you expect?
What?
What marbled bread was like? I was like, yeah, we have chocolate and raisins and shit in our bread. Like, what?
That's disgusting. Don't put raisins in it. Raisins are icky. Raisins are basically sad grapes that died. Don't desecrate their corpses.
I have some rullekake sitting on the kitchen, which I'm gonna have to have later. It's delicious. It's like sweet bread with jam inside. Oh, delish.
I guess what's that one bread we have? It's got raspberries in it and like sugar on top. Maybe it's like that.
Yes, it's like that. But we also have like literal marbled bread. Marbled bread can be absolutely great. Like a nice fine loaf of loafy, fluffy bread with like chocolate worked into it. Oh, delish. And especially hot out of the oven. Like, you feel like an 18th century peasant, you know? The ones that just had to break open a piece of bread and chew the entire bread piece. Except it's delicious and soft and fluffy and delightable.
The amount of chat that are like unbased kib. Like 5 minutes ago they're like base kib. Now like unbased. Disavow. Fuck you. Raisins are disgusting.
Raisins are great. Like raisin bread is fantastic.
They're like shriveled up testicles. Get away from me.
Especially too when you get the raisins just right. Like they can't be like too soggy and like no. Hard raisins. Like they give you a little bit of a chewing resistance. Delectable.
Ew.
That's absolutely perfect.
It's like dead little box Eldar bugs. Like as a little kid, I thought that's what box Eldar bugs would fucking taste like. Until I was eating like red Cocoa Krispies, and then I accidentally ate one. Gross! I remember the flavor. Oh, it's so icky. Dead buggy. No good.
Like the entire chat is like, raisins belong in bread. Rullekake is yay. Yes, see, people understand.
Raisin cookies are like the worst for me, because like, oh look, chocolate chip cookie. Oh,
Rullekake for the win, correct.
Surprise, motherfucker. Surprise.
Disavow Kibs, yes.
You raisins, yes, Mr. X. Finally, somebody who's based. Chat wouldn't know it was based if it hit him with the baseball bat.
It's absolutely delicious, and everybody should have it. Everyone should be given some. Yes. Share it out to everyone.
Raisins give me cancer and AIDS and herpes and anything else that's bad and painful.
All right, up next on Arch's cooking channel is yes. See, there's got Maranga 2. You put them on the wrong place. Shame. Maranga 2, I now claim this channel as sovereign property of the mixed race ethno-state of Paraguay. There shall now be state-enforced interracial marriage. See, I wouldn't mind interracial marriage so long as my waifu is a tiny little, let's say, Thai. Yes, I like those people. They've got just the right color. They're the closest we come to delicious brown anime girls.
Would you marry Salah? He's like, yes. Yeah.
No, he has a penis.
You wouldn't even notice, no.
I probably wouldn't because
Oh my
he's
god!
high. Like he's probably a femboy, like 5 feet tall, effeminate looking, weak.
Oh my god, I made fun of him because he's a big fan of the character. That's how we actually got him to work with us. He's like, "Oh, you want to get paid to draw?" I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "Haha, you're dumb and short." And I'm like, "She's like 5'4" or something like that." And he's like, "No, she's taller than me." And she got so mad about it. It was funny. It's like, I thought that was short. How short are you?
Well, short by our standards. Like you should see the Japanese. It's hilarious. They have people that don't even look like adults,
Like,
and they just
God.
walk around in normal society like, "Hello, I'm a midget."
My God, no wonder why they lost the war. They were like the Japanese weren't charging it. No wonder what Attack on Titan is an allegory for the World War II. I'm convinced of it.
Pretty much.
It's like the Japanese soldiers charging American troops, like they're getting slaughtered. The giant American. Oh, cute, beautiful, beautiful.
Japan is a country of complete and utter opposites. Basically, they're either tall as hell, like really tall, like Dutch tall, or they're midgets. Just like their women too. Their women are either astoundingly ugly or really, really hot. One of the two. There's never anything in between. It is a weird place.
You know what's weird?
I'm pretty
That's
sure
just
they
women
just
as a whole.
eat the middle of the road people.
They eat middle of the road. Fair. Fair.
I'm pretty sure that's what happens. That's why their population is constantly declining. They just eat one another.
Oh no, Abaddon's 5'2". Little midget boy. Little midget. Fuck, I think Sal's taller than you. Christ's sake, and he's Thai.
That's a little tragic.
Abaddon's no. Everyone take turns with
Andrew
him.
Apalatagui, hello. Tell them not to touch my KOTOR, please. They ruined enough. You'll have to tell them yourself. Yell at them.
Honestly,
Shut up.
yeah. We should organize an email campaign. Yes. I'm sure it'll have much effect. You know, it might be. If you can get other Star Wars content creators to jump on board.
Let's see. What am I? I'm precisely 6 feet, slightly less, roundabout.
Oh, midget. And they made fun of me for being short in the friend group. That's why we incorporated disco. We needed somebody who was shorter than me. It's like little midget disco. So, nice.
Feet.
Careful about the head pads for disco. If you give her too many, she's gonna start developing bald spots. So nice. Like a monk.
180 centimeters. Is that 5 feet? I don't fucking know. Feet. What is a fucking feet? I'm confused.
It's like a foot, but like, distance. Disco's progressively getting more rest. Yes. Shrink smaller. Even Salah's taller than you. Oh god, it would have been hilarious though if you were taller than Salah. Like fuck, that would have absolutely made my day. Sad Thai boy noises. Oh goddamn.
Anton sends 100 Swedish kroners and says the best crowns because he is misinformed. I hear your poor, pathetic nation is finally opening its borders to beg more Norwegians in. Or more correctly, we are allowing Norwegians to flood over the borders and buy your inferior, cheap stuff.
I'm telling you what,
The Swedish economy is run entirely by Norwegians.
Oh, them, yeah. Fucking
Well,
sweats.
1917, hail ArchCast, our Lord and Saviour. Also Squeck, beat Gibbs for his lateness. Gibbs will have to actually put in effort in tomorrow's RP. He's been lazy for a while.
Listen.
He's been behaving good in today's stream. He's been speaking like a little girl does, but
wow.
it's been weak. Boag says, I'm helping, because Boag is helping. Boag is pressing the like button. Look, still, only 281 likes. 300 likes at least.
Oh, nice. Boog did the measurement conversions. I think you're shorter than me, Arch. He's like, no, manlit
I don't
barge,
think so.
manlit barge. 180 is 5 foot and 10 inches. If true, Arch is shorter than Kibs, because I'm pretty sure I'm 5'11". I think. I don't remember.
5'11". That sounds tiny.
It's like, I may be 5'10", but like that's bigger than 5'11". Say, man. He's like, 1'7", carry
No.
that
According
6.
to this, 180 centimeters is like 5.96 feet.
5.96 feet.
Yes. Like, I'm
That's
180, 183. Like, that was... Granted, that was my measurement from, like, 15 years
if it's
ago.
based
Maybe
on
I've
a
shrunk.
decimal, that's not. That means you're shorter. Yes, Arch is small man, small man.
Questioning.
Jesus Christ, Arch. I think Bubbles is the biggest person in our friend group, though. Fucking lanky, fucking Bubs.
Probably. Lanky people are also people who die.
True.
Lupu, I'm helping. I already know. Adorman, Sympathy Super Chat, also Kibs play Dota. Yes, you should play Dota.
We have mini games on our playlist. We're done with Raft, though, so don't expect to see us do that. That's so boring. Like, I think we all agree that we can move on
180 is 1 centimeter longer than 5'11". Fuck you, whore, Kyle.
Who said that? I'm banning them.
Thank you.
Goodbyes. No.
Raft was incredibly fucking
Oh
boring.
my god, it's so boring. Yeah, we're doing Sea of Thieves next because that sounds cancer, and I'm not sure how long that'll last. Maybe a stream or two. But anything's got to be better than Raft. Raft is such YouTuber bait, it hurts.
Pretty much. Borg says, Art, when will you collab with cutest-based rabbit Pipkin Pippa? That is one fuck of a name.
What?
I mean, you already collab with a smaller VTuber like Kib, so this wouldn't be unusual for you.
Rabbit Pipkin Pipper?
Right. Duck, duck, go. Cutest-based rabbit Pipkin Pippa. What a fucking name. There you go. A virtual YouTuber fan. Yeah, there's an actual database for this shit. Right, she's 3 years old. That's
Whoa.
a little young for me.
Oof.
145 centimeters, so she's Kyle-sized.
What the fuck?
Blood type O, and
What?
weight 3. Like 3 hamburgers, I take it, because it's American measurements.
3 cheeseburgers. What the fuck?
No, 3 Bethesdas.
Other brother. Tall people die sooner. He's like, oh.
That's quite the thing. Let's see if let's see how many subscribers Pippa Pipkin has. Pippa, that's name. It's triggering me or something. 12.8k. Yes, so she's that's how many. She's 3 Kyles. Oh, obvious.
Sure.
I will happily stream with 3 Kyles. That's fine. This is not a problem. In fact, this is
So who are
this
they?
will be an upgrade.
Who are they? What do they do?
It's a VTuber, just like you.
Yeah, but I'm not a VTuber. And what do they do? No. What do they do? Do they do stuff that we do?
No, I haven't seen that much yet.
Just go look at their channel. Maybe they're actually like a cool person.
Probably. Like I assume the best particularly of rabbits.
See, you can normally get people that are smaller to talk to you because they look up to you and like, oh, you're a big person. It's like, stop it. That's weird.
That's just what we be used for. But yes, Boak, I will happily stream with a VTuber that is 3 Kyles. There you go. You have your answer.
I don't know if you could handle 3 of me. Pretty bad.
Stefan West, 1991, for 100 Danish kroners, and congratulations on opening up your country again. You are no longer tyrannized. Good job. Have some money to live free. Live free. We can't live free yet. We are hopefully going to be living free within this month, but there are still restrictions on us for a little while longer. Voldemort virus. Maybe we could replace Disco with Pip. That name is going to fucking trigger the fuck out of me. The Pipkin, the rabbit. There you go. Maybe she'll cook food for us in Roth without bitching about it, because Disco was getting a bit bitchy there at the end. It's like, I've cooked food for 12 hours and done nothing else. Yes?
Disco,
At
you are
least you've done
naturally the cook.
something.
Also, it's time to reveal that Bubs and Disco have moved in together in Eco.
They probably have. Fucking socialists.
Little. Expect to see retarded half-breed Disco Bub babies. I can see the cancer already. They'll be so fucking apathetic, but they'll also have a
Disco
retarded
bred
little
with the
kitties.
puggles.
It would be mildly interesting to see. I was making fun of them not that long ago about it.
See, I imagine any offspring there, that would be interesting, because on the one hand, you have the apathy and pedantry of the puggles. On the other hand, you have the slight salty tange and occasional anger of the Disco. Like, if you combine these two together, you'll have an aggressively pedantic little creature, I imagine.
She's trying to change the subject. Don't let her change the subject. Don't let her change.
Glow in the Dark says, burn subversives at the stake, Inquisitor Kibbs. That is indeed word for word what he said.
They're gonna procreate and make little babies. Don't abort them, Disco.
Shane says, feed Kibbs raisins and prunes. I used to like prunes, but now I just find them disgusting. Like, they squish. They have this disgusting squish to them, like, blah, blah. I'm full of fluids. Glow in the Dark says, Arch wants Thai Ladyboy. No. I'm just saying that if I had to choose.
Arch is like, I need to do it. She's so focused on that. She's embarrassed that she's been called out. She's moved in with Bubbles. They're going at it. Or something.
She keeps shouting free for some weird reason. That's odd.
I don't know why. She feels so liberated with Bubbles, maybe.
Like, I'm free. Like, Disco, don't sell yourself so short.
Oof.
You're not completely free. Like, you have some standards.
You have some value.
It's good to do it in this way, because she can't bitch at us.
We're safe here. Safe in here. Hold on.
I'm free. That's not a good statement. I'm expensive.
Yes, we're safe in here. The Disco can't touch us in here. See, she admitted she has moved in with Bubs. He is building a house. Damn. Commitment.
Let's touch a little bit upon the whole epic Apple thing as well.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yet another stupid little topic that has happened today.
There's a lot.
And it's been a very kind of wet fart of a thing, really. Apple won 9 out of the 10 counts, and the judge stated that they are not a monopoly, and that success is not a crime, which, I mean, is correct, but when you own the platform that everyone has to use, I mean, the steel barons were successful. The oil barons were successful. All of these people are very successful. And at some point, we deemed them monopolies, weirdly enough. And the strangest thing, too, is that she did say that, no, you can't force people to use your payment processors. That's not allowed. And then she also judged that Epic was in violation of the terms of service of Apple for refusing to use their payment processor. Like, what? So, did they do something wrong, or didn't they? And now they have to pay a fine because of that. Like, they've got to pay Apple the lost revenue. It's a really weird settlement.
Apple. They're a corporation and they do corporation stuff.
That they do, supposedly. It's so strange. Like, okay, so Epic did nothing wrong, but they did do something wrong? All right? I don't quite understand.
Yeah.
But it does mean now that they can't force you to use their payment processor. So theoretically, you could now put in alternative payment links. That is a thing now. Okay, cool. But again, that seems to mean that Epic was right. I guess it's because they put a button in because it needs to be a link. I don't see. That's the thing too. Like, this is a judge who probably doesn't know a whole lot about the goddamn internet. So, no, you can put a link into your payment processor, but you can't put a button into your payment processor. Okay. We're getting into some weird levels of pedantry here, but very well.
Yeah, weird. Weird.
We don't know if they'll appeal it though. Either side. Like, I wouldn't assume Apple would appeal this because they won most of them, and they probably don't care necessarily that they have to put in a link because they can, they'll write in some kind of bullshit in their terms of service and like, you can put in a link at the bottom of the page, past like a couple of scroll wheels or something like that. But Epic, I don't know. Because it seems like such a retarded judgment. It really does. Like, oh yes, you can do this, but you were wrong to do this. All right.
Yeah, that is weird. I don't know.
I smell fudgery afoot, says the chat. And they also judge that Apple doesn't have to allow Fortnite back on their platform, which is, again, like, maybe there's some kind of legalistic thing here that I simply don't understand. Entirely possible, but you've said that Apple they're not allowed to do this, and Epic did this to prove that they're not allowed to do this, and Epic is still in the wrong and can't go back on the platform. I'm sure some actual lawyers could probably break this down. What? Because my take is probably that the judge is some old woman, apparently. Judge Judy? I don't know. Some old person who doesn't understand who this is. Like, they're talking, we're playing the Fortnite. It's like, the what now? The Fortnite. What? Martin Luther King. And nobody understands a damn thing.
Weird. I don't know, the whole thing
Very
is weird, and I don't really... Like, who cares? Like, Apple, Epic, like, two companies that nobody cares about and aren't relevant anymore. Especially Epic, considering the Tencent thing.
Apple was found not guilty of the antitrust charge, says the chat, which is why Epic was found in the wrong. Yeah, I know that, but again, like, the antitrust charge, fair enough, because that's why she said they're not being monopolistic. It's not a crime to be successful, which is, again, fine, but at some point, successful does become a monopoly. Like, that's a retarded fucking statement in and of itself. But it's also the fact that, again, they gave them the right. Yeah, no, Apple can't do this. And Epic's like, yeah, that's why we did it. And it's like, yeah, but you're in the wrong. I'm like, oh, okay. There's probably some kind of the wording in the lawsuit or something where they're like, no, we sued Apple specifically for this and not that, maybe. Apparently, there's people who have done a 2-hour and 52-minute breakdown video. I'm like, okay. So, legalistic horse shit, I would assume.
I mean, neither of us are legal experts, so... Like, you and I can guess, but, like, it seems like the experts kind of have an idea. And if their idea is, like, 3.5 hours, 3 hours, like, I don't have the patience.
If it takes 3 hours to break this down, I am happy to admit that I probably wouldn't understand it.
Yeah.
They did give Epic, I believe, a $12 million fine, which, of course, to Epic is absolutely fucking nothing. That's a weekend sales at worst. They'll probably finance it by doing like a fuck Apple sale or something like that. I do hope they appeal it, though, because this is a really disappointing verdict, in my opinion, because I don't give a shit about the payment process being on the site. That's for Epic to care about. I really wanted to see the court actually take a stance and go like, no. You own like 80% of the market, and you have literally exclusive rights on this market. Like, you own this market. It is your platform. And that is a monopoly. I can't see how it can't be, but again, that is why the US have the Antitrust Act as a act of, I think it's Congress or something, where they can be like, okay, no, we decide what this is now, instead of technically legalities, because again, technically speaking, they're not a monopoly in the strictest sense of the term, because monopolies were invented as a term to describe physical goods rather than digital goods. Because in the digital market, if you own, like Google does, right, ad service, if you own 60% of the ad market, you own the ad market. Everyone else is nothing compared to you, and everyone else will only go to the competitors if Google doesn't want them, basically. Because you have 60% of the customers, and advertising is all about the big numbers.
I mean, Epic lost, so I'm happy.
Somebody lost.
I mean,
So long as
it
somebody
didn't matter who lost. It was going to make me happy anyways. Just as happy now as I would be if Apple lost. But Epic a little bit more so, because I hate Tencent, and anything to further stop them and their advances in the industry would be preferable.
And the chat also points out that they did lose in a state law in California, because all of these cancerous companies are located in California. And I mean, if I was Epic, I'd appeal this to an actual federal court, because again, California is owned by monopolies. You know, they literally Google, Apple, the Microsofts of the world, the Epics. They're in the pockets of big business. So I would not expect them to do this. So I do hope they appeal. I mean, it's not like they don't have the bloody money for it, does it? Well, eh. We shall see. We shall see. Right, a few more super chats, and then we'll begin wrapping it up. Glowy, good luck with getting Star Wars community to fight wokeness. It has been successfully subverted. They took Wikipedia when it fell. All resistance is scattered. Well, a really turd of a KOTOR game might finally make people wake up a bit, so we can but hope.
Actually, that point is not actually valid. When it comes to the Star Wars community, there's one thing it does have, and that's numbers. Numbers in such a way that there are more of everyone, of every group. So really, it's all about just making a big enough ruckus. Like, they can easily... The Star Wars fans could easily do something. Like, they just simply have to have the willpower to put in the effort. The question remains is, are they going to be like, this is something that we want to make a stand on? Or are they going to be like, meh, whatever, I still have the old KOTOR game, I don't really care. And honestly, I think regrettably, it's going to be, meh, I already have KOTOR 1, like, I don't really care if they fuck up, like, another one. I'll just play mine. Which probably is going to be the standpoint of some. But if I've already seen, like, some of the other ones, or some people with influence making some loud ruckus. So we'll see. We'll see. It really is all about making loud noises and stuff like that, and you will get a change, because generally speaking, that's the same tactics SJWs use, and it works pretty well. Because generally, it's bad PR to have a negative ruckus when you get people going like, "Oh my God, you're literally space Nazis." Also,
large noises are indeed scary.
Yes. So it's all about being organized and simply just contacting them, just telling them. Don't, go out and threaten them. Don't be retarded about it. Just be like, contact Asper, contact Disney, contact whoever, anyone, and just simply complain about it and be like, I really don't appreciate the fact that the writer of the project hates Star Wars. Like, I kind of want somebody to, actually show some respect to the universe and actually care about it. Because she doesn't like Star Wars. She hates Star Wars fans. She has no place and no right to be involved in the project. Because it's an insult to both Star Wars, and it's also an insult to the team developing the game, that the person you put in charge of this project, or in terms of narrative stuff, not only hates Star Wars, but is going to go out of their way to sabotage the project, which is pissing on everyone involved with the project.
Everyone.
There's so much more to talk about. We haven't gotten to Matrix. That's a fucking cesspit and a half.
Yes, but that's more fun when the shit really starts flying. Yes.
Yeah,
Plus,
but
that's not gaming, Kyle. wrong with you?
Yeah, it is. Matrix has the video game licenses. Several.
Ragby says Kibs hated raisins and super sad. Sad kibbles sad. Disgusting kibbles.
There's even an MMO, actually. I never played that.
No, raisins. Dragby, wait, how tall is Disco? Is 5.4 is tall for her. How tall is Disco? Disco is 4 feet.
5 feet.
4 feet.
She said so earlier in chat.
She lied. $4 feet. There you go. Dragby, wait. No, that one. Bug 180 equals 510. Arch is king of manlets. This is lie. And it is disgusting, and you should be beaten for it. And Glow the Dark, Disco is going to play Raft IRL at Bubba's Play by cooking and cleaning. Well, she has to do something, doesn't she? The woman has to do something to be valuable, and cooking and cleaning is the only thing that God blessed the woman with a talent for. Yes, yes. Eric, just question to Captain Kibbs. There's no Captain Kibbs here, there's only Kyle. What do you think of the various anti-piracy companies wanting the EU to make a law so that torrent pirates are permanently disconnected from the internet?
Torrent pirates are permanently disconnected from the internet. That's not going to solve the issue, because I guarantee you, like, what do you mean? Like, are you saying, like they want to push for the individuals who download illegal content or upload, to be banned from internet usage? Like, it's a very extreme thing to do. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. Like, when it comes to copyright law, there's honestly some really fucking easy shit. So it's simply, when the country is, when an ISP is contacted about, you know, hey, this website is hosting illegal content, and they're not compliant to take it down. All you need to do is make it so that they actually have to take it down, or they get fined or punished or penalized. You don't need to take away their internet. That's really extreme. That's like, you can just simply have it so it's like, okay, if you don't do that, then we're going to contact your payment providers, and then we're going to have them pull the plug, and we're going to contact the ad companies. We're going to have them pull the plug. That's how we take down sites that don't comply. Like, okay, you don't comply with us, and let's say you're in a country that doesn't like us, right? That will refuse to work with DMCA and stuff that don't respect that. Like Iran, for instance. All right, that's fine. What's your payment process? PayPal, MasterCard. All right, they're gone. Who's doing ads for you? This porn site? Okay, contact the porn site. They pull the plug because they don't want to be associated with you. Like, okay, there we go. And now all your source of revenue is gone. What are you going to do about it? Like, I'm hungry. It's like, yes, you're going to comply, aren't you? The thing is, these pirate sites are livelihoods. The people that actually run these sites make their livings off of this stuff. Like, they don't do it for free. They don't do it because they like you. No, they do it because they want money. And that's fair. Everybody wants money. I don't blame them for that. It's a natural thing to want. But, yeah, you just cut off their source of revenue, and all of a sudden, they become more compliant very quickly. That's why we always prefer the olive, not the, sickle or hammer, smashing them with that, because, like, it's better to have pirates that are willing to just be like, hey, can you take this down? And they take it down. It's like, good, all right. I don't need them to take down everyone's stuff, because I don't care. Like, they don't pay me to do that. I take down my client's stuff, and that's all I care about. But yeah, honestly, I think that's just the thing. Let's see, you reply anything else, Eric? No. But yeah, I think that's a bit extreme. If you're insinuating that the pirates themselves be disconnected, like I said, the pirates, the people who download the torrents, like, that is absurd. And how do you prove that? Like, that's weird. Oh, that's because I was leaning back in my chair. I apologize.
Once more, Kyle has sided on the side of tyranny.
Not
It is
side
a
of tyranny.
disturbing thing, is it?
This is what actually happens behind the scenes. Like, this stuff happens all the time. Most pirates, in fact, every single one that I've dealt with, is mostly just trying to make money. Because the actual pirates themselves are the uploaders. And generally uploaders either there's three types I've found. There's one, a disgruntled employee that works for a company that's sabotaging the company. Found out their names and stuff like that. It's not too hard. They're not very smart. But B, it's just somebody wanting to upload stuff to make some easy cash because ad revenue. Fair enough. 3, somebody just likes to upload stuff. The third one, extremely unlikely, extremely rare, hardly ever find them. I think I found one. I'm not going to say their name because I actually know them by name now. Oh, they're so annoying.
And he did it out of the goodness of his heart. He was the Robin Hood to Kyle's evil sheriff of Nottingham.
What do you mean, imagine knowing how to think a corporate know anything? It's literally my job to know these things. Yes, you're right in the regards that the corporations that we work for have no idea what we're doing. Like, they don't understand the faintest clue about anti-piracy stuff. And a lot of corporations have really stupid ideas. Like, we had this one where there's this guy who's like, we think that we can monetize our piracy issue. And I remember my dad during the meeting, like, he couldn't hold it back. He burst out laughing at him. And that was it. Then we just ended it there. Like, it was so funny. Like, they have no understanding. The thing is, you can't stop piracy. That's the real answer. It's gonna happen. And there's nothing you can do about that. But what you can do is you can reduce the footprint of it. You can make it so that the bigger problem, the casual pirators, the guys who only check the first page of Google or Bing, can't find it. If they can't find it on Google, Bing, or YouTube, they're gonna give up. That's actually the majority of people. Majority of people are lazy. Now, anyone with a brain on their head, no offense to those lazy pirates out there, anyone with a brain on their head will be able to find the stuff they want to download, and there's not much you can do to stop them. They're persistent, they know where to go and stuff like that, but the vast majority of people don't. And that's the reality of the situation. That's why anti-piracy is important, but it's important to not do it to the product or damage the product in any way. That's the entire purpose of what our vendor and what we do. Is like, no, don't use like anti-piracy software, because all you're going to do is end up punishing the actual consumers who buy your product legitimately. People are going to crack it. They're going to figure out how to break it. They're going to figure out how to get it open. Like, it doesn't matter. Don't waste your time with that shit. Waste of money. Like the de novo crap, absolutely useless. Absolutely useless. Is it de novo? Is that the anti-piracy software they use now? Or like thing?
I don't know. All I know is that I'm starting to get triggered by how often you use the word like.
I like things. You know? You can get over it.
Mildly.
If you don't like it.
There was a period there during the planetary annihilation part that had a lot of likes, and I was just about to snap. Just about to snap.
Planetary annihilation is terrible.
I was considering throwing an empty Coke can at the screen in the off chance that it might fly through somehow and strike you.
Don't be a grunchkin.
Marked Ashamed says, piracy is a lot of illicit items. Possession is not the problem, it's distribution. You agree with Kyle. You shall be banned for this. And he also says, oh my god, Kibbs is the infringement assistant GW was looking for. No, because if he was, then I'd have to disavow him.
No, see, if they would, then they'd have to actually fucking not do illegal things like they do. Because the thing is, GW violates so many things. Like, when it comes to their copyright protection, the ineptness at GW, like, if I were to do what they did recently with taking down a video illegitimately because of fair use and stuff, you know what would happen to me? I would be lucky if I still had my job, if that issue wasn't resolved instantaneously. But, like, I've never once actually filed any false claims ever once, or any issues like that, because you do it you do it piece by piece, thing by thing. But no, like, the first thing, I don't know like what they're looking for, but like, you don't go after content creators, you don't go after that. That's technically falls under fair use or parody. Like, you can't touch that. That is not okay to do. Like, I remember we worked with our paralegal team in that regards, like, and there was a huge issue because somebody had read off one of the courses that one of our clients had, right? They read it word for word, and we had to like do like a week-long discussion with our legal team to figure out if that was enough to take action or not. Like, that was just copying it word for word and everything else. And it's like, well, is it actually? And then, Like with GW, it's like no, they just take down everything. Like they go out of their way. A lot of people get super uppity and get super defensive about piracy stuff, but the thing is, there's a tactful way to handle these things. And simply GW's hammer approach to things that are technically fair use is actually bad. Like I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to work for GW because like I don't want to get sued. Pretty bad idea. Not unless
See,
they
chat,
do the
you're starting to notice it too now, aren't you? You can't unhear it now, can you?
Listen. I like is a word I like a lot, okay? Get it?
It's
like
a
this.
dead word, though. It's one of those words you just slide into pieces where you have no other word.
I get it. You're bored. You don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's move on. Whatever. Fine. I was trying to answer Chant's question.
No, Kyle. We shall not answer chat's questions because they didn't pay to have it answered.
Did. I was trying to give him an
didn't.
answer that was so satisfactory. I don't know. If you want to know more, you can just shoot me a DM on my Discord server.
I do highly recommend people send Kyle messages about Dota.
That's against YouTube's terms of service. What you just did there. I don't mind
He
people
likes
asking.
it.
Like if you want to ask more, you don't be afraid. I'm also on Arch's server. Just shoot me a DM and I'll answer more. It can honestly be very, very fucking boring to talk about.
You're my server? Visco, how did you allow this to happen?
You made me over there, you little shit. Now.
The Taliban donates $1 saying, "Congratulations, Joe Biden, for drone striking aid worker as well as vaporizing tell children, and you didn't even take out an ISIS member. LOL." He did do that recently. Oh well. It's just Biden. You can't blame him for it. Now, we have already gone on for far too long, Kyle, mostly because of your likes. If we'd kept out every like, you would not have been this long.
Meh.
He's ashamed now. I have pointed out the verbal tick he has, and now he will seek to rectify it. Yes.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I have several verbal tics that I'm aware of.
Oh. But why?
What? Because I have them.
Anywho, chat, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for pressing the like button. Look at 341 cards. See, guilting them into things works. It's, oh, there we go. Glow in the dark says, Kibbs, like is that way, or is it like that thing I like that you don't like, but like a reminiscent of a game like that?
Listen, you'll notice me use like a lot more when I'm trying to think is a filler word. Instead of,
Yes,
see,
it's
I
a
tried
filler
to
word.
supplement with a different word, and all I did is just create a different problem. So, like, yeah, that's the problem. Instead of, because I hated doing, and people were like, don't do, and I'm like, okay. So, like.
Yes. What you need to do is you need to recognize the dead word,
Like,
and you just need
comment,
to ignore it.
and
Because
subscribe.
9 times out of 10, the dead word isn't there for a reason. Like, you could just go from the word you use to the next word, and it would be entirely smooth.
It would be. But that's me also trying to remember stuff. Because the thing is,
I catch myself with verbal tics occasionally too, but like, but is like, but however, and because I have a habit of like walking a little bit in circles on some topics, where I'm trying to figure out a way to break out and still make it concise and understandable.
it's honestly whatever.
He's from the Valley. Don't shame him. No, the Valley Girls should be shamed.
Valley Girls.
Especially the Valley Girls from Minnesota. I didn't even know you had Valley Girls. Yeah.
A moment.
Anywho, once again, thank you all very much for what. Fuck. The Taliban again.
What?
No, I read that. I just didn't click it off. There you go. It's
oh my god. All right.
And have a good day. Hopefully we'll see you all again tomorrow for the Skaven RP, where Kyle promises to be awake. Yes.
Did I promise?
Yes. Have a good day.